Everybody, Brian Horvath here, and I'm excited to be on Facebook Live to share with you why I decided to launch my business at brianhorvath.com. I've learned over the years that my purpose is to help people know, live, and love the purpose for their career and finances. And that's because in my adult life, I was wandering through the wilderness and not sure what my purpose was, or matter of fact, even if I had one. That core limiting belief, the one that I questioned for many years, I wonder if I even had a purpose at all. And that led me to jump from job to job, then paycheck to paycheck, pursue relationship after relationship, really without any purpose or really understanding or a plan. And it also led me to take my own life, which I'll talk about later, or attempt to take my own life. And I'll talk about that later. Maybe you know, or you are someone that is in this place right now. And man, it stinks. Matter of fact, it sucks. And I know what it's like. I know the misery of being lost and wondering and trying to find out what on earth am I here for, and missing out on the joy in life. For me, it led to a lot of fear, anxiety. It led to worry and anger, frustration, and for some, and even depression. See, I wanted to be successful, and that was without a doubt. Loving parents encouraged me. But what does successful mean? I wanted to make a lot of money. I also wanted to spend a lot of money too. And I wanted to own my own company. I wanted to have the freedom that could bring. I wanted also to be rich and famous. If you remember Robin Leach, welcome to Lifestyles and Rich and Famous. Love that guy. I wanted to see the world as a place that I can conquer. And I wanted the world to see me as attractive. Bottom line though, when I look back internally, what I really wanted was appreciation. I wanted to be known. And I wanted to love. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be a family man, but I didn't even know how to be a single man. I wanted to feel a hug and a kiss and the love of my family. And I wanted to be seen as a hero. Picture the cape, right? I wanted to be seen as someone, as a provider, someone that somebody could look up to and count on. I saw it in my friends who were married. I saw it with their families. And their families would run into them, their kids would run into them, run in to see them at home and give them a big hug. And I'd be over there going, I want that. That was the stuff that I wanted, it's the stuff I desired, but I kept hitting this wall, the proverbial wall. Knees scraped up, forehead busted up, and bloody nose. Because I was trying to be successful through what I understood success to be, or what I saw in Hollywood. You ever see The Secret of My Success? Yeah, Google that movie. That was what I saw as my plan or my path. And that plan and path changed often. I thought I could get stuff, acquire stuff, fake it till you make it, that kind of stuff. And I wanted to show people that I was somebody, man. I could do this, whatever this was. I could work harder than anybody else. And I thought I would woo people with my humor. I think to myself that just because I wanted to be successful, that it would come. Kind of like the Field of Dreams idea. You might call it entitlement. And I look good, right? Come on. I smell good, but I was dead broke. That in reality, that was my reality, I was broke. Working hard, being paid, that wasn't the hard part. What the hard part was what I was doing with my finances, how I was managing it. And based on the feelings and emotions of who I was going to impress, what I wanted to feel, or how I wanted to feel that day. What Brian's going to come out today? That's the kind of things that drove me. Money management, as far as that's concerned, what is it? A budget? That looks like just a sheet with a bunch of numbers on it, and I don't want to have anything to do with numbers. That being lost, that being trying to find something, led me to debt, a lot of debt. Credit card debt, consumer debt, led me to pornography. It led me to drug and alcohol abuse, and I spent a ton of money on toys to prop me up, to help me feel good, to be successful. I was living ultimately a life of shortcuts, and those shortcuts were not paying off. Heck, it was my joy of life that was really being cut short. My life was lived basically problem to problem. Something had to change. A solution was necessary. So on New Year's Eve 2006, as I was walking home from a party, not even close to ringing in the new year, I began sobbing. That sobbing turned to wailing and crying out loud as I'm walking home from my house in the part of Tampa called South Tampa. And I arrived at my home at East Clark Circle as a wreck. Just a wreck, shaking with fear, shaking with frustration and anger. And I can see the picture now. I placed the key in the lock, turned open the door, walked through my house, TV on the left, couch on the right, walked to my bedroom, switched on the lights, went to the closet. You know, those old mirror closets. This house was built in 1950. And I pulled out a white wire hanger. You know, the one you get at the dry cleaners, the cheap ones where the paint kind of, the coating chips off. And see, I knew there was a problem. So I looked at the hanger, thought about the problem. It had to be solved. So I placed the hanger around my neck and sharply pulled that hanger, hoping to strangle myself to death. The next morning, I woke up, that hanger by my side, birds chirping, sunshine out, beautiful blue sky. January 1st, 2007 in Tampa is beautiful. And I said, wait a second, I'm not dead. I failed even at my plan to take my own life. But when I got out of bed that morning and my feet hit the floor, it was different. Something was different. It's like I had been released from the prison of myself, the prison that I put myself in. I had this new pep in my step. I don't want to continue living like this any longer. I don't want to do relationships the way I've been doing them. I don't want to do my finances the way I've been doing them. I don't want to do my career the way I've been doing it. Whatever you name it, I don't want to do it anymore that way. But one of the things that kept really pulling at me was I needed help with my money. I needed help with managing the finances I was getting. I need help with my career. Those two big things. I needed help in general, but those two things were like just glaring at me that something has to change there. So the question is, well, what's going to change? How am I going to change it? What's the plan, Bri? Okay, so here's what the plan. What do I do next? Well, for years, there were a lot of financial gurus in my ear pulling me, voices in my head. It wasn't the first time I was aware of this issue. It's just I was at my end and I needed to do something. Something needed to be done. A plan needed to be established and steps needed to be taken to accomplish that plan. So there was the Susie Ormans in my mind, the Robert Kiyosaki's, if you've ever seen Rich Dad, Poor Dad, great book, Dave Ramsey's, guys like that. I chose Dave Ramsey's book, The Total Money Maker, to start helping me get through what I needed to get through and get on some kind of plan, some semblance of a plan. I started learning about money, the power of it, and how to master it. Because as you saw earlier, it was mastering me. That book shined a light, really shined a light, and helped me along with my choices. That book and my choices together were a powerful team. Yes, we have to choose. For years I wasn't. It helped me get out of debt, helped me save money for emergencies, helped me plan for investments, or at least have hope that those investments could come. It helped me build a money game plan, and it made it more fun as opposed to being a drudgery. I learned how to become generous. So many people were generous to me, but I would just take. I learned how to give, and that just totally changed my life. The principles I learned in the book, wow, just wow. Of course, when you try to do anything new, and it's early in the year now, and for a lot of us, we're trying to do new things this year. A lot of things came up, a lot of limiting beliefs, things that in my mind, like, have you ever been told, Brian, that you're not good at math? And if you're like me, you have, and I had. Numbers aren't your thing, Brian. Have you ever had the idea that money was only good for having fun and spending? That was my belief. Have you ever tried a plan and failed at it, and then tried again and failed at that one too, and think anything you try new is just going to be the same, so why try at all? Well, I hear you. I did that, and again and again. Maybe you got FOMO. You heard of FOMO, fear of missing out? I missed events and trips because of my new plan and because of my taking steps in a new direction. And I missed times with friends. I missed them, but I didn't necessarily miss out because I was on a plan and I wanted to not live the way I had been living any longer. I was afraid to look at my bills, to look at my debt, to even go there because it could just darken my mood. It was difficult. Maybe that's you. Maybe you have debts that are insurmountable. They could be personal debts, business debts, debts that when you got married came together with your debts, and it just is like, whoa, how is this ever going to get paid? Well, I had credit cards, personal loans, friendship loans, family loans, student loans, car loans. I had it all. How was it going to get paid? The plan took care of that. because other things popped up too, the resistance. Anytime we start saying, here I am, I declare I'm going to do this and that, I'm putting my stake in the ground, my flag on the hill, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 all these things start happening. They happen to me too. They happen to me too, probably you as well. But guess what? The plan worked. Planning the work and working the plan actually paid off. Slowly and surely, my mindset began to change about money, began to change about my career, and even about myself. And I started to learn about how to master money instead of it mastering me. I paid off $37,000 in 16 months. Now remember what I said, it wasn't about the money that I earned for me, it was about what I did with every single decision and every single dollar. I was able to save for the first time ever, 3 months of expenses in the bank called emergency fund, emergency cash, and I was able to pay for purchases no longer with debt or credit, but with cash. Completely revolutionary for Brian Horvath. Those are great things. But not only did those things happen, I started getting promotions at work. I started seeing things differently with my career. I started being able to serve my clients better. It's because I learned about my purpose. And I learned that my purpose was not career and finances, but it was a part of my overall purpose, an undergirding, a support system, an activation system that can help me live and love my purpose. I didn't have the stress I had before, and man, if you would have known me, I was stressed out, emotional wreck. And that lessened a lot of that kind of pain. I learned how to become generous. And all the times I said, I can't give, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm too busy trying to make money because I'm paying my bills. But man, it was amazing how my life turned around by being generous. Not a miser anymore. I was achieving more at work, like I said, in my sales career, changing professions even, leaving a profession to make 30% less from what I was making to go to a plan or to a career choice that I thought would serve the purpose that I was made to do. I was able to grow in my faith and my belief in God and see that I had a purpose. I was able to grow and change with my relationships. I was more attractive people and they were attracted to me. I was able to meet my wife Becky Dean Horvath. And we got married almost 10 years ago, or almost 9 years ago now. And then she had a money plan too and wanted to succeed with money, and that knit us together even more. It didn't make marriage easy, but it made it easier in that department, which for many can be a rub. In our case, it was a help. We began living on a household budget as a married couple. We even paid off our house, about $100,000 in less than a year once we decided to get rid of our house debt. All because we believed we had a purpose for our marriage and we wanted to have a family. And then guess what? After we paid off our house, we had our first child. After some struggles, we actually were pregnant. It was amazing. And then we had our second child. And it's like, okay, well, slow down here. But it was pretty amazing. So Grayson and Ella, almost 5 and 2. It's amazing just how awesome they are. And I don't know how I could ever do life without these three. So we ended up building a second home after selling our townhome. We sold our townhome and used 40% of our down payment was cash from the sale of our home prior. And we both, in the recent year, have launched our own business and are no longer W-2 employees. So all in all, man, that's why I want to help people know, live, and love their purpose for their career and finances, because I see the power in life, the joy that it can bring for people, the stress it can relieve, and the change it can bring about people's countenance and about how they go about the next steps in their journey. All by knowing, living, and loving the purpose for their career and their finances, life can completely change, like it did for me, where I went from broke, busted, and disgusted to healed, whole, and helping others. And I know it's in us. We are made to help each other. I've got a chance over the years to serve tens of thousands of people with my speaking, consulting, and coaching, and becoming an expert in career and finance. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And out of all the hurts came my purpose, or at least illuminated for me my purpose. And so now, what I was after, some of my desires, as I talked about earlier, I become a success and continue becoming a success because every day progressing, not perfecting, that I'm living, knowing, living, and loving my purpose. I'm loved by my family. They love me. I know how God feels about me, and I'm a blessed man, and I'm thankful. So, hey, check out what I'm doing at brianhorvath.com. I would love to get your feedback, love to hear from you, and I'd love to see how this message has got your wheels spinning and turning. Have a great night, and we'll talk on the next Facebook Live tomorrow.